Well, good afternoon, everybody. I was kind of hoping we were going to have a little rain today, but it's mostly been droplets, so I have to go home and water my flowers again tonight. It is my pleasure to introduce to you all Travis and Jamie Harrington. I became familiar with Jamie and Travis about a year and a half ago. As we were looking at our new building, we were looking at signage for our new building. And someone recommended that I go to Reclaim by Grace and talk to them. And ever since then, it has been an incredibly good experience. Jamie and Travis can tell you their own story about how they got started with Reclaim by Grace, but they are one of the best small business owners in Montgomery County. They are incredibly talented and creative. If any of you have seen our donor tree on our wall in our building, that is a creation by Travis and Jamie. I had a vision, I had an idea, and they were able to bring it to life along with our front signage, and as of yesterday, a sign on the back of our building and our inside donor recognition. They are a pleasure to deal with. Just the most personable, happy, efficient, caring people that you would want to meet. So I wanted them to have an opportunity to talk to you about their business, how it got started, and explain what they do. And I will let them take it from there. It's all you, Jamie, because Travis abandoned you.
He did. He's helping customers. We forgot to lock the front door and say closed for 15 minutes. But that's okay. He'll be with us in just a minute. Hi, everyone. I'm Jamie, and my husband's name is Travis, and we're the Harringtons, or RBG. People kind of refer to us as the Harringtons at RBG, so it's kind of weird. So we're at 114 North Grant Avenue. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, perfect. Only my second Zoom meeting, and I'm not techie, so thanks for your patience. We're at 114 North Grant, which is on the corner of Grand Market, kind of on the northeast side or southeast side of Market, across from the gas station, which used to be the Earthworks building, if y'all remember that. The Fisheros had that, and they were a husband and wife team as well. So we were downtown, just kind of across from Serby's, or just down 2 buildings from Little Mexico, for about 3 years, doing our business down there. I rented the storefront as brick and mortar, and Travis rented a job shop space, and then we had our home on the east side of town. 3 places, 3 sets of bills, kind of fighting against each other. It didn't really work. So we are now efficiently and functionally right here together under one roof. We live here, we work here, our shop is here, and our store is here as well. So we really, really like it here. It was a really good fit for us. So we'll kind of go back a little bit. In 2017, Travis and I had been making some woodworking kind of projects. I don't know if craft's the right word, I'm really not sure, just some woodworking projects, and I would display them in my home or my porch, and neighbors and friends would ask where we bought them, and we would say we made them, like on a weekend project. And it became where a lot of people were requesting those projects, and before we knew it, we were really doing the weekend warrior stuff, working our 9-to-5s all week, and then on the weekends really hustling to get these projects done. So we spoke with some of our friends and family and mentors and kind of told them that we had a business plan, and we thought, well, let's just go to festivals. Let's showcase our stuff at festivals in the middle of the summer, right? Woodworking in the middle of the summer is not always fun. Carrying that stuff's not always fun either. So we decided to go downtown to one of the t-shirt shops and have our logo or our name placed on a shirt so we could go to a festival. Well, we left there with a building and t-shirts because the building down from the t-shirt shop was for rent, and we decided we were just going to go ahead and start our business. So we did that in 2017, July of 2017, and the rest is kind of history. So we've outgrown one space, and we've been pretty well received in our lovely community. They embraced us. We have a wonderful set of mentors, business mentors that help us and guide us along the way. You know, we know our craft, but running a business is a whole nother ball of wax. And so we always ask for advice and guidance, and really thankful for this community that we live in. So we do business signs, we do commercial office and home furniture, and home furnishings like decor. Any sign can be made. Your signs can be requested several different ways with us. You can do an epoxy sign in wood, a wood and metal sign, engraved signs, or cutout. So the shiplap signs, I don't know if y'all have seen them. They're a cutout, kind of a 3D look. That's very, very popular. It's probably one of our #1 sellers, along with our plant stands, which are all over this county. So those are a dual plant stand holder and a plant stand kind of window box. Those are a #1 seller of ours. You can see them everywhere. So garden decor and porch decor and home decor. That's really pretty much who we are and what we do. So, I mean, I guess we can unmute all of this and you guys could ask questions, and maybe Travis can be back with us here shortly. I don't think I can unmute you guys, right?
No.
Oh,
everybody can unmute themselves.
Okay, perfect. Again, second Zoom meeting.
Individually. Where did the name Reclaimed by Grace come from?
So we were still doing our 9 to 5. Travis is a welder fabricator by trade. He done a lot of gun mounts for the government throughout the years, fabrication and such. So he had that kind of a maker's spirit anyways. And I was in HR and document controlling for many years in marketing. And I'm pretty clever when it comes to putting things together, like names and things. So I had sent him, I don't know where it came from. Just one day I was at my desk at my job and I said, Reclaimed by Grace, that's our name. And I kind of sketched up our logo, which is the H stamp. You'll see we stamp all of our work with the H stamp, and it's also on the back of our t-shirts. I had sent that to him and he didn't even reply in text. He immediately called me. He said, that's our name. So every time I talk about that, it makes me super emotional because I don't really have an answer, but that I believe that it was divine intervention. That's our name. It's who we are. We're all a little bit reclaimed by grace, I think. So.
Jamie, one of the things I think is cool about your business is the reclaimed wood. Can you talk about that a little bit?
So here at Reclaimed by Grace, we have a sawmill. We source and harvest fallen lumber or felled lumber only. We do not cut down trees. We rarely actually pick up trees because we don't have the machinery to do so, but we accept logs. And we will mill up your logs as well. So we have a sawmill just north of town, and that is reclaimed wood. So Montgomery County has a lot of species of wood. From dark to light to all kind of mid-tone ranges. So the majority of our projects here at Reclaimed by Grace are all sourced with whatever wood that you want. You can have it milled up, the thickness that you want, the length that you want, and we can even have an outsourced vendor kiln dry it. We do not have a kiln, but we can absolutely mill your lumber up. If you guys have any other questions, you can ask.
You say you do signs? You do outside signs?
We do exterior business signs. We have done 2 for the Youth Service Bureau, an attorney here in town, a few doctors, I would say maybe a handful of other businesses. You can see our signs. And then that's typically the wood and metal or wood and epoxy. Epoxy is a liquid resin and it will withstand UV or Mother Nature, and then we protect it with a UV clear coat that the sun can't penetrate or the weather can't penetrate. And then we can weld and fabricate a metal frame or base for it to set in. So on the business sign side of things, that's something that you can sit down here with us and talk to us about. We can logo match, we can color match, we can talk to you about size and placement and aesthetics, where you want that at on the wall at your business, in the yard, how you want that to look at your business in that location.
Other
Hey,
questions?
Jamie.
Other
I
questions
have
out
one.
there?
Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hi. Hey, what's your favorite thing that you make? Your favorite project?
Dining room tables, it's our number one. Yeah, we both. I would say if he was sitting here with me today, which I'm so sorry that we didn't close the store for 15 minutes.
Medium shirt.
There's medium shirts in there. If they're not in there, they're in the box. He's helping customers, guys. I would say, Karen, that dining room tables are my favorite. With all the tables that we have made, from conference tables to dining room tables, I don't believe we've done two of the same. So it's really neat to create that kind of one-of-a-kind piece that will be handed down from generation to generation. And you can choose your wood and your size and your style, that design in your home. It doesn't have to be just a 6-foot table or a 7-foot table. It could be to the actual specs of that dining room or eating kitchen for it to look like it's not just sitting there, it's supposed to be there.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jamie, do you have the ability to refinish furniture? We have a dining table that structurally is in great shape.
Yeah.
The finish is in bad shape. And
So,
you guys do anything like that?
We do refinish sometimes. I will say refinishing is kind of a lost art, just like finding someone to do upholstery. It's a very much of a lost art. If we do not, or feel like we can't give that table justice, especially if it's a vintage or antique, we have a reference. We have a reference gentleman that is that we always contact or connect you and that guy, because that is his expertise. It's his craft, and he's out of Indy, and he's been doing this for like 45 years. So what kind of wood is it?
Oak.
Good. Oak is good.
Yeah,
Send me
like I said,
pictures of it.
structurally it's very good, but the surface
Sure.
has been.
Is it an antique, or is it just
No, it's contemporary. It's probably 25 years old, something
Oh,
like that.
yeah, then yeah, I would love to see some pictures of it. And I can also give you guys our email and our website so you guys can check us out digitally. And then we also have a Facebook page and an Instagram page. If you guys can do Zoom, you guys can do Facebook and Instagram, I'm sure, and find me pretty easily, because this Zoom is sort of different to me. I love it. It's neat, but I'm always like, am I hitting the right buttons? Do I need an invite? So I'm so glad that you guys made this easy for us. Thank you.
Do you do small items?
Yes, we do small shelving, we do home decor, succulent shelves, picture rails, mantles over fireplaces. We actually don't say no very often. We just say yes. We gotta keep the lights on here.
Yeah. My dad was a woodworker, and
Was he?
Yes, and he used to make things like tops and
Toys? Like a top
yes.
toy? Oh.
Yes, and he also made lots of music boxes for Wabash College.
Oh, neat.
Yes, he'd buy, somebody at Wabash put the old Wabash on a music mechanism, and he made the boxes for them. And
Oh, that's really cool. Were they gifting those to graduates or donors, or were they just for the students?
They were selling them in the bookstore.
Oh, that's cool. Do you have one of those?
I've got some of his music boxes. I don't have the old Wabash, but I've got one or two of the music boxes that he made.
I would love to see that. I would love to see one of those.
Mm.
Yeah, woodworking is it's so rewarding and fulfilling, because by the end of the day or week or however long a project requires, you have made something with your own two hands. So it's just such a neat process, from a log or a board to someone's shelf or someone's sign on their wall. So I'm sure he was really fulfilled with that line of work.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. That is neat.
Well,
Hey, Jamie, do you have any?
Sorry, go ahead.
Karen. Do you have any like quick access to any signs? Obviously, I've seen all of your work, but maybe some of them haven't. And so you could grab a couple of your signs just to
Yeah.
show them.
I will. Yes. Give me just a second. I'm going to put my mask on because there's still more customers coming in right now.
That's a good thing.
Hang on a minute. I'll grab a few things. I will hold up, if I'm strong enough, I'll hold up the sign that we just engraved for a local business here in town. It is going to be like yours, Karen, on the back south wall. It will have the epoxy in it, but this one will get a metal fabricated frame. So I will try to hold it up so y'all can see it. Probably too heavy. So this is poplar, which is our state tree, and we've engraved the voids for the actual logo match, and then we'll fill it with the color of their request.
That looks great.
Oh.
And this is, as you can see the size,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
and I will go get some home decor signs, if I can get this one back up.
And while Jamie's doing that, I just want to share with you, she was talking about they rarely say no. When I first proposed our donor tree idea, they said no.
I said no.
They didn't think they could produce it, but they kept thinking about it and then called me back and said, we think we have an alternate to your idea that we can make happen. And they made it happen. They're both very creative, very artistic people. And so they were able to make that come to life for us. But everything in their shop, I try not to go in their shop because I have a hard time going in and not buying something every time I'm there.
Okay, guys. Yeah, I did say no, Karen. I was saying no up until the day we installed it, okay? And it still turned out great. So here's just a standard vinyl sign. It's just a wood face, wood frame, and white vinyl. Here is our standard engraved signs, which are my favorite. So you can see that the word is engraved rather than vinyl. And then I'll give you guys our website so you can view some of those projects like the shiplap signs, which is cut out, and see that there's many options here. Let me get a drink. Lifting that Ezra sign.
Jamie,
That's Travis's job.
Jamie, I just sent you a chat message with some information about some wood that I believe is available for free that would be large enough for some of your projects, I think.
Oh, that is awesome. Thank you. I can just, if this meeting closes, I can still open that.
I believe as long as you're online, I think you can.
Okay, perfect.
We'll leave the, when the meeting's over, Jamie, we'll leave it open for a little bit so that you can pull the information off of the chat box.
Okay, so our website, if everyone's ready, I'll go ahead and give you that. Hopefully, like I said, Travis can join us before this is over, is www.reclaimedbygraceshop.com.
Thank you.
Sorry. Phone number is 765-376-3300. And then here's Travis, guys.
Hi, guys. Sorry, I had to help some customers.
Oh, it came quick.
The customer is always correct, right?
That's right.
Well, we
And
hope
then you can find us as on Facebook, just Reclaim by Grace. And then add designs to that if you want to search for us on Instagram. So they kind of asked some really cool questions.
Yeah.
One of the gentlemen sent us a message here we can read privately after the meeting.
Okay.
And then they just kind of wanted to know who we were and what we did.
Okay. Well,
I was wondering, do you all use any sort of a template, or is this engraving done by hand?
So we have a CNC machine, and our CNC machine can do 40 inches wide by 24 in one pass. We can change up some things to make it go wider. But so it's all done with a router and the computer. We program it, and then your font or we have a ton of fonts downloaded, or your logo or whatever,
Yeah,
and we'll engrave it into the wood.
Do you have a lathe?
I do.
Does.
Good.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
make all sorts of round things.
Yes. Yes. Our CNC has a lathe as well, so we can do on that as well for repeat. If we want to do 4 table legs just alike, we could do them on the CNC machine, or I could turn them by hand.
Travis, a lot of my elves have do a lot of woodworking and everything too. And got a question. Do you build sleighs?
Do we build sleighs? We have. We built a sleigh for
I forgot about that, for that wedding couple.
for a couple, and it had their initials on it, and it set outside, and it was kind of looked like an old sleigh.
Yeah.
So.
Don't encourage him, please.
Well, Santa will have to stop by and see you.
All right, sounds good.
Do that.
I have a quick question. You have a sawmill, you said, but
Yes.
you don't have the equipment to pick up logs. How do you get something transferred to you?
Well, I have a trailer, so now I can also hire a guy who has a big dump truck with a claw on it, and so he can pick up the logs for me. I just pay him. He'll go pick them up and then bring them to our sawmill.
Okay.
Yep. So we down at the sawmill, we have the logs all on a ramp that we put them on. And my dad had a backhoe for a while. Him and my uncle have it, so we could still get the backhoe if we needed it to move stuff. But right now the ramp's loaded up, and then we just roll a log on and cut. And then the other side of the sawmill is open, so if somebody brings us a log and wants it cut, we don't have to put it on the ramp. We can just put it right on the sawmill. So
What's the largest size log that your mill will accommodate?
36-inch diameter by 17 feet, 6 inches long. So
That's a big tree. You think, oh, only 3 feet, but 3 feet around is so different in that diameter. It's a big log.
and the guy who picks that I can hire to pick the logs up, he has what's called a slabber, so he can cut up to 76 inches wide. So if it's bigger than 36, I could take it to him and have him cut it.
Right. That's right.
So
Other questions from anyone out there in the audience?
And I just want to let you know, if you want to go to the YSB Facebook page, you will see the new sign they just did for us. It's one of the epoxy signs. So the lettering and the logo are in our colors, in the YSB colors that they did. And it's beautiful.
Which are cool colors.
Yes.
Oh, I love them. Like a Mountain Dew green and a sky blue. So cool.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much for having us, guys.
Yeah.
We have a really neat flyer if anybody wants to display in their local business or their office. It just kind of tells everybody about us and what we do and who we are.
Well, thanks
I
very
appreciate all the support, from
Yes.
everybody in this community. So
Well, thanks very much for joining us and telling us about your business today. It's exciting to see, local businesses that are being successful. It sounds like you've got, a lot on your plates. That's a high-class problem to deal with, right?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
we're busy. We always say we're good, but we're busy. We don't know what else to say because it's just so crazy. In the beginning of the pandemic, we were scared, and it was unknown waters and was just crazy. But this community has just embraced us and surrounded us, and we've never been busier.
yeah, it's
And the new location probably helped out as well. But we're busy.
Well, that's a good way to be.
Yes.
Again, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
You know, you might consider membership in Kiwanis.
Sure.
We don't always meet by Zoom. We've had to since the mid part of April, but when our first person-to-person meetings resume, hopefully sometime in September or October, who knows, we'd love for you to join a meeting and see what we do on a regular basis, and maybe become members of our club as well. So
Yeah, we'd like
please
that.
give that some consideration.
We would definitely like that.
All right. Next week's speaker is going to be the Montgomery County Clerk, talking about the election in 2020. That ought to be interesting. And a closing thought for the day. 2 things defined you: your patience when you have nothing, and your attitude when you have everything. And with that, I'll let the meeting run here for a couple of minutes so that you can get the information off of the chat box.
Okay.
I would remind the board members that are on the meeting that we have another meeting at 1:30 to discuss the Kiwanis Foundation. In the meantime, I hope everybody has a good week. Mask up. Oops, it's upside down. There, that's better.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Guys.
Everybody
Thanks,
have a good week.
Jamie. Thanks, Travis.
Hey, thank